Alrighty, I'd like to introduce to you the book Monsieur, Chen and the Somali Pirates by Chen Copeland. That's me. This is, Kone is my Zen Buddhist name. It means luminous garden, perfect peace in Japanese. And this is a book that I wrote and illustrated in 2012, 2013. Published it first through Amazon. The paperback version is $10 each. And I also published it through blurb.com, hardcover copies, bigger illustrations, but these are very overpriced, $80 at that time. I don't know, I haven't checked anymore since then, but this, you can just get the paperback version. It's just as nice. And so I'd like to tell you a couple little things about this before we start reading. The story came about for two reasons. First, my sister Beck commissioned in 2012 a drawing. She said, for $100, draw a funny, colorful bird. And this was the image that I produced for her. And I have to admit, at that time, I did not know that peacocks are male birds. Of the peafowl species, and the peahen is the female bird. It's a little bit smaller. The feathers are gray and kind of brownish, and the tail it does fan out, but it's not this long, fancy, very colorful one. They also do have a little fan on the top of their head. But I bought land in Rancho Tehama, and one day I was driving down Hillcrest Drive, came to a full stop because a peacock and a peahen were crossing the road in front of my truck. And that was when I started realizing, oops, I did not know. In this story, funny, colorful bird who plays a big role in the story at a pivotal moment, especially the moment of chaos. I made this bird female. But if ever I reprint this story and do an edit, I can change this bird to a male bird. I promise. We'll correct that mistake. Okay, so I dedicate this book to Beck Copeland, my sister, who lives in Kampala, Uganda. So in memory of Beck, who died this year in late spring, she was living in Mauritius, and she died from dengue fever. So I'm reading this book, and in her memory, she had a rich and very interesting life. Many countries. She worked in public health, working sometimes for USAID. Okay, not all Somali pirates are from Somalia. Giggled General Lau. Now, at this point, I want to tell you the origin, the kind of truth, maybe facts, hazy, easily denied, alleged facts, how my story, which is totally made up, okay, imagination total, how this story was woven. So one day in 2012, my sister and her husband were visiting my family in Houston, Texas. Sitting around the dining table, they were telling us stories about Uganda and what it's like to live there. And her husband, an architect, was saying at one point that millions of illegal dollars were flowing into Uganda. And I asked him, you mean like Somali pirate ransom money? At that time, there was a lot of activity of boats being seized in the Gulf of Aden. So he said, yes. And this triggered in my mind like this whole series of like questions and wondering, wait a minute, why were the Somali pirates sending millions of dollars to Uganda, which is 2 countries away? Kenya is between the 2 countries. How was that happening? And like maybe in Uganda, communities would hire the Somali pirates for a percentage of the ransom money to seize the ships, and then the millions of dollars would go to Uganda. They would get their percentage and build a school or whatever they wanted. Or another possibility, this is all just speculation, I have 0 facts, it's just my wondering, maybe, what's the truth here? Maybe these are not Somali pirates. Maybe they are from Uganda posing as Somali pirates. You know what I'm saying? Maybe the whole thing is just like there's a lot of hidden truth. Okay, so knowing this, let's read the story and see how it turns from there. Chapter 1, Dawn Raid. In the Gulf of Aden, it was dawn. The full moon was lighting up the scene. A small fishing boat with nets trailing behind it was shooting up flares and had attracted the concerned attention of Captain Aleppo and the crew of Calm Storm. As he focused his binoculars, in Captain Aleppo's mind, a small red flag of doubt was just beginning to flutter. All felt not quite right. Radio silence is being maintained, sir, Calm Storm's communications operator reported. Captain Aleppo frowned. That's odd, he thought. There was a frantic rap, rap, rap on the wheelhouse door. The crew members all exchanged surprised looks. The navigator opened the door. 5 pirates burst in, shouting commands and pointing guns, instantly turning the ship's wheelhouse into a madhouse. Moments later, his heart sunk, stomach muscles clenched, knees wobbling. Captain Aleppo was forced at gunpoint to radio Calm Storm's owner, Monsieur Chen, with extraordinary instructions. Sir, 5 armed men have boarded ship. They are demanding $3 million US cash to be dropped on deck by helicopter. That's by today's end, sir. No later than 1800 hours, sir. Over, Captain Aleppo said, his voice wavering with nervousness. In Kampala, Uganda, Monsieur Chen, seated at his in-home radio transmitter, looked out a window into the early morning half-gloom. He saw fear in his face mirrored in the window's glimmering glass. Captain, message understood. $3 million to be airdropped by 1800 hours. Over and out, he barked. Then Monsieur Chen telephoned his old friend, General Lau. Okay, thank you for watching, and stay tuned for the chapter 2. Also, I would like to introduce to you, I have here the original drawing of this book illustration of chapter 1. I am raising cash to build my house in Rancho Tehama, and I would like to sell this drawing to somebody who would like to own it. The drawing size is 21 inches by 18.5 inches. It's China marker on 100% cotton paper, Reeves BFK. Now, originally, I priced it at $500 plus sales tax, but the book is published and I would like to raise the price to $3,000 plus sales tax, 7.25% sales tax at $217.50. Total $3,217.50. And we have to add on also, of course, the shipping. So if you are interested in buying this drawing, here are the pirates boarding the ship at dawn. Here's the full moon. Please let me know. I would love to sell it and find a way, my way, to building my house. Thank you so much, and leave a comment if you're interested. We'll talk to you again in the next video, chapter 2. Bye-bye.